Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Thursday, 13th of August. And, Wednesday. I keep thinking it's Thursday for some reason. My partner's going somewhere on Thursday, so I've got Thursday on the brain. I'm just going to quickly check the economic calendar. Someone did say Trump was speaking today. Yeah, it's not on here, but... Oh, it is, yeah. It is, yeah. Okay. Yep. Thursday, obviously tomorrow we've got core CPI, initial jobless claims, so that'd be something to look for in the morning at 8:30. And then Friday, I will be trading this Friday, but next Friday I'll be taking it off, which is UK retail sales and some other high impact or medium impact news events on Friday. So we will take a look at those on Friday. But going into today, what a beautiful... I'm not going to go through the full video from yesterday, but you guys who were watching it live know exactly what we spoke about, and you witnessed the whole trade live. So all I will do, just to show anyone that wasn't in the room, we pretty much, or I should say, without being egotistical, I ended up basically putting this photo in the Discord yesterday, right at the market open, and I jumped on the Discord and I had a 15-minute conversation about there was no value here, right? I never really jump on straight away and just talk about a subject for like 15-20 minutes straight, but I did, and the conversation was there is no value here, and I was just struggling to do anything. So basically, as I said there's no value here, and this was at 244, which is 944. 944. I'm in the UK. Literally what I said, and that was when I was talking about it. So I said there's no value here, and then what happens? We come all the way down into our smart buy zone. That smart buy zone was labeled at 650s, or 660s was the average. And as you can see, if we go down to today's chat, that is exactly what we did, right? We came down to that zone, and long completions have now been paid from that level to level. So you had the 50 on the overnight bid, 50 on the overnight bid, 38 on the open, and completions into the close at that 23. And we've also completed a negative 100 on another extension, which is just absolutely phenomenal. It was a super technical day yesterday, so I'm going to just cover it again, but I just wanted to cover that initially, just because, again, really, really beautiful move. And they're the type of moves that pretty much pay for your... we took 2,000, and to be honest, I left a lot on the table, right? I sold into the halfway back, and it went another 150 points. So just to break that trade down, long down here, and the morning trade plan at 650 was pretty much breaking that trade down. And I even said, this trade is a trade that you can take with. In fact, I'm going to grab it because I want you all to see this. So this was the video from yesterday, and this was me setting up the risk to reward on this trade. So going long at 660s, and you can see the risk to reward was that 5.5. Don't know if you can.
So this is what would be really, really nice. I don't know if we're going to get it, but if we do, I would happily take this. And if I get stopped again, happily take the stop out and win. And then it's a win-win, because most likely I would end up getting a short into.
So that was the trade, and I spoke about that if it was a failure, it would just be a short opportunity, which would be fine. But again, that was the trade, right? And 47-point risk, and it went all the way for about 350 points. So again, just tapping my ego on the back there, and hopefully you guys, if you missed it, you understand the trade that we took. So again, value was there. It was a high to high. I broke down the trade on YouTube, but don't want to go on about it for too much. But again, that was where value was. And of course, now we are just distributing higher into those targets. So this was my long completion zone. That has now been met. So all I'll be really looking at for today, I don't think we're going to get a high to high extension in here. If we do, though, it lines up with the previous day high. So all I'm going to do is wait for a pullback. You need a pullback for the market to be bullish today. And all I will do is look for the overnight lows or yesterday's high as support, and we will ride that into those completions. And we have magnitude. Lee, let's say it all together. We have magnitude all the way up to 24,284s. Okay, that is daily magnitude on the upside. Daily magnitude to the downside will be back into actual value from yesterday, which will be 23,700. So if you do break, and you do break, pretty much the pivot on the day for me is going to be about 850s. So this is the line in the sand for me today, 850s. If you break that, or even if you touch that, I will most likely sit on hands. However, if we break that, I will most likely look for a potential short. It would be very similar to what I said yesterday, breaks and holds below this. Potentially we've got magnitude to the downside. I don't really necessarily want to trade that, but if it trades, I will take it. That will only be in play if the long doesn't hold, basically. So the long at the moment, you're above the overnight midpoint, you're above our trend line. Let's see if we can get some sort of pullback down into this kind of support here, do an under over, back into these highs, and I will most likely look for that halfway back that will set up most likely, if this is going to be correct, at about 930s, and we will probably be able to ride that into, there is magnitude, as I just said, all the way up there to 24,280s. But even if I take some of the move and I get 24,150s, that is still a 200-point move, guys. That's still a 200-point move, and I'm missing some of the move, right? But I'm happy to miss the move because this is a 350-point range that we're in. So completely happy to let the market even trade for the first 2-3 hours today, because I believe the setup will most likely be one of which that will create a consolidation before going up. Okay, so we did that yesterday. Yesterday and the day before was all the consolidation to go up, and now we're either going to just continue to trend up, which means maybe I miss some of the move, or we actually do get a pullback, and that pullback will be again yesterday's highs within trend, wait for the traditional and ride those targets up. If that breaks, if we tag 850s and we hold below, I will look for a potential short sequence that has completed and most likely take it. I'll have to see, because there is actually value still here at this buy zone. So I don't know how easy it will be to short below this level. You do have 180 points to the downside, but I would never just short a break. You would have to have a sequence in here form in order to actually take it lower. So maybe I just don't trade anything once we actually get below 850s, and I would just use that as a pivot. So basically sit on hands below 850s, you get back above, I look for an under over, and I trade the long side again. Super simple. I'm not even going to overcomplicate it this morning because it is literally just textbook. So yeah, nice and short, simple. Anyone that's on YouTube watching this, if you're not in the Discord room, click the link in the description below. Everyone who is in the Discord, I will jump over there now and share my screen. Catch you all tomorrow.